The magic of a traditional choir is that you stand together in a room, and it doesn't matter who you're with, where everyone is from, what kind of day they've all been having. The conductor stands on the podium, lifts their arms, and they take that first breath, and everybody breathes the same way. It's as if terabytes of emotional information are being passed in that moment, and it unifies a group of people instantly. What we're doing now with JackTrip is real time. So it's as if I'm standing in a room with all of these singers, and I lift my arms.
By the time I got to middle school, I think it really hit me that, you know, music is the biggest thing in my life.
Which makes my soul in haste to be with Jesus Christ.
No matter what I'm doing, I'm always either listening to music or singing wherever I go. It's something that I don't think I could live without.
Come into my room. This is an attendance award where I have been to chorus almost every single day of the year, and I basically missed only one class. My favorite part about singing is that once everyone starts singing the same thing and then they go into harmonies, there's just this magical feeling of you feel like you're flying. But then COVID came, and it lost that magical touch to it.
Can you hear me?
Anybody miss being with their friends?
Yeah. We love making music together. That's what we do. And so it was a challenge to say goodbye.
An audio recording.
I'm going to ask people to put on their mutes again. They were not singing together, and we know that on the Zoom platform, it doesn't allow the audio for multiple people to speak or sing at the same time. So it became a very one-dimensional type of teaching.
Not having the social interaction and not being able to laugh and have those side conversations during class, it was really what I disliked most about distance learning.
I was like, okay, so I just have to click this link and we won't sing together, I guess? And that was kind of disappointing to me because I missed going to rehearsal.
The children, you could see it in their eyes, wasn't the same. It caused us to have to face the reality that with COVID, we could lose an entire generation of performing artists because of this disease.
I definitely wanted to do something for Sam because he was very passionate about his participation in Ragazzi. He always has been very passionate about it. I think the worst thing that could have happened is if he just stopped being part of Ragazzi, if he just lost his love of music, because it was such an important part of his life. And I thought, not only Sam, but all of these choristers, like how many kids in music education will never pick up an instrument again? I thought that had to be solved. People often ask, why can't you use collaboration platforms to perform music with people? And it's a very obvious, logical question. The biggest issue that comes into play is with latency. When you think of latency with audio, there's always latency. If you are 10 feet away from someone, you're going to have about 10 milliseconds of latency. So it'll take 10 milliseconds for them to hear what you say or to hear the note that you sing. So it's something that our brains just know, they just adjust to. What the research has shown is that about 25 milliseconds is a threshold where if you have more than that much latency involved in performing with another musician, it becomes really difficult to stay in sync with them. JackTrip essentially is just taking the audio and moving it much faster than the speed of sound. It's moving it at effectively the speed of light, or at some fraction of the speed of light. And that makes it possible to perform live over the internet. Jack is its own independent server and system, and you have to install it in lots of different ways on different devices. So what I have here is it's a Raspberry Pi microcomputer. On the top of it, I have plugged in audio circuitry that has really, really low latency, way better than what you can get in your laptop and desktop. Basically, what you have to do is just plug all this stuff in the right place.
Here's the microphone.
You plug in your Ethernet cable.
Now it's lit up, which means it's working. So there we go.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was amazing. Does anybody have any capability to record any of that?
I was so surprised that this was even possible to sing a whole scale exactly at the same time with this new technology. I was like, is this even possible? Like, it was really a dream come true.
JackTrip was awesome. We could sing together, we could warm up together, we could ask questions. It was just like we were back in person, except on Zoom.
I'd heard about this mythological entity called JackTrip out there, and that it was working, and they were having these very musical rehearsals. Then I was super intrigued, and I said, yeah, I would like to see this in action. JackTrip approached me about performing a piece I'd written early in the pandemic called Sing Gently. And during the process of making the music, I stumbled upon this concept of Japanese art form called kintsugi. I'd never heard of it before. It's a hundreds of years old tradition. And the basic idea is something like this. This is one that my wife made. It's a delicate piece of pottery that's been broken and then glued back together with gold filament. And the idea is that instead of just gluing it back together, that you highlight the wounds of the piece, that now its breaking becomes part of its story. And so not only is it stronger for being brought back together, but it's more beautiful than it was before. And I thought that's a perfect metaphor for what we're going through and what we hope to be on the other side of that.
The fact that the lyrics talk about singing together as one, and when you're in that moment of making music together and it's clicking, you really do feel like you're this one entity together. And so to be able to use all of that within the text about singing gently together as one, considering that we're in a pandemic, is really powerful.
I thought, how beautiful it would be if I arranged it for just upper voices, you know, for young voices, and have them premiere it virtually over JackTrip.
Hi.
Should we make some music? What do you think? Yeah?
May we sing together always. May our voice be song.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I know when I go to bed at night and I'm closing my eyes, in my mind, we will have all been in the same room today, which is the greatest gift I could ever have.